just in response to any questions that you might have. So, but yeah, okay, here we go. Let's just start this drawing, and then whatever comes to my mind, I'll just start rambling. But yeah, just feel free. Just give me any feedback, questions, things you want to see. I'm actually planning on doing some contest giveaways to kind of help promote our Indiegogo that I'm doing with James Hudnall, my brother, who is the colorist of a comic book called Agenda. James Hudnall's the writer. I'm the concept artist, sequential artist, whatever you want to put. I'm drawing the comic pages. But we're just doing Indiegogo. It started. It's been about, I think this is the second week right now we're doing it, and we want to get the word out so people know we exist, that the project exists, and that they can get a chance to get in on while the getting's good. Because once we get the books done through Indiegogo, it's a limited amount, and we want to make sure you get your copy, and also we want to give you a chance to help us out and be part of it. And to thank everybody, I want to do some contest on my end to kind of encourage people and thank people to promote our stuff, for promoting our stuff. So also I need ideas for that. Go ahead and feel free to mention them in the comments. I already have some ideas of what I want to do, but it never hurts to have more than one idea, 2 ideas, 3 ideas. I got a few. Okay, so let's see. I'm just trying to figure out the lighting on his face. I don't want it to be too harsh. I like to use a lot of black space, but I'm trying to figure out how much to use. I used to think at one time it was kind of like wimping out to use like heavy black shadows everywhere to black everything out, but then I realized, yeah, it might seem easier because you're not drawing a lot, but really you are drawing a lot. You're just figuring out where to cover up, and you have to be willing to be like, you know what, it's like editing. You're kind of willing to lose some of the things you think are cool under drawing just so you can have a better effect to the viewer. Here we go. That's all better. Okay, so I want him in a dark hallway. See, the panel before this one, the 2 panels before this, is he's about to enter the doorway. So you can see the black silhouettes make out a little bit of the face in here. And as he enters the door, turns his flashlight on, and he's confronted with this ugly goat's head, like some satanic looking head, and you can see a little bit of it's kind of graffiti on the walls, fresh paint, but you can see a little bit of the glare from his light on some candle bottles from past ceremonies or just rudimentary lighting. But yeah, those were the 2 before this. So Agent Orange shows up, and now he's making his way into the dark lair. So gotta think of what kind of shadows I want. Actually, what just came to mind, I didn't think about it when I was drawing this, but I really like that scene in I Am Legend with Will Smith, where he's going in that dark building looking for his dog, I think it is, and there's all these vampires in the building, and it's like pitch black. He has a flashlight, but he turns it off and on when he hears a noise, and it's one of the creepiest scenes I think filmed, where in the newer films. For those of you who know me, I'm kind of like I like the older films. I'm not a big fan of the new stuff as much, but I think the cinematic language is kind of lost in a lot of the new stuff. Let's see how much time we got. Okay. Yeah, it seems like they just point and shoot. There's a lot of, they show you everything at once from afar off. They don't, it seems like they don't build up the scenes like they used to in older films. They'd build the tension up. Maybe it's because of people's attention span, or just because people have trained to have short attention spans because of the new films. Either way, that they're short. Those attention spans are short. And I like slow burn stuff. I like building mood, and that's what this comic book, or not a comic book, but I guess you should say a little Inktober storytelling is comprised of just moody shots to kind of build towards something. So let's see. So sometimes I know exactly what I want and I can just go right in and with ink. But on this one I want to figure it out a little bit, so I kind of scribble in. And I'm using the Kuru Toga pencil that my wonderful girlfriend bought me. I don't know if you can see that. Every time you push down on the lid, it rotates so that it has an even dispersal of the lead, so you're not getting just one side really sharp and flat. So I don't know how it works though with sketching, so it's my first time using it. But let's see, pulling this up. And I don't want to have this background like black. So sometimes if I know it's going to be black, I can visualize it. I don't have to fill it in, but I'm just doing it for you guys so you can kind of see what I'm doing with this coat, which is I want this coat to be dark shadowed, but I don't want it to blend into that background. So I kind of want to leave a little bit of like a highlighted edge, kind of like reflective light on this coat. Instead of just outlining this coat, I leave little shapes in the wrinkles to kind of allude to it. And like I said, the cool thing about doing it in pencil first, you block in your shadows if you need to. As if you don't like it, just go back in and erase. Okay, let's see. Gotta think of light sourcing. And sometimes, even though I try to be like realistic, quote unquote realistic with light, sometimes you have to be creative because it's actually more interesting with light. So I try to stay consistent with the light source, but for creative flair, I'll create a secondary source where there might not be any. Let's see. Sorry, off screen there. Let's see. I'm gonna tilt this. This is awkward. I gotta tilt it. There we go. Okay. So I got his hair. His hair's not black, so I know the background is gonna be black. So again, I'll just kind of play around. See, adding this in. See, I'm running low on time here. I think my phone can only record like 10-15 minutes of video, so I'm just going to kind of wrap it up. And if it shuts off, it shuts off. But yeah, just blocking in some shadows. And like I said, do you have any ideas for what you would like to see in the videos, drawing wise, maybe characters or how-to tutorials? Just let me know in the comments section, and I will post in the info. I'll post some links for our Indiegogo for Agenda, and then you can check that out. Let's see. I don't know why I'm doing that. I never do cross hatching. You just fill it in. I'm gonna waste that lead. Use this for the big fill-ins. Okay, so I'm getting an idea. But yeah, any ideas you guys have, just feel free to comment, leave them. I'll check them out. And I'm gonna have some contests going, like I mentioned earlier. So if you have any ideas for that, just let me know. And I want to have some art giveaways. So maybe I can give away some stuff that I do on here, the videos. Let's see. Think of the light source as a round jacket. Just kind of roughing in really fast. Let's see, leave that light. Okay. And this is gonna be the tricky part, is this light. You guys won't be able to see the magic on that one. Probably should have started off with that. That's gonna be interesting. There's so many ways you could do this lighting technique for the glare. I like leaving just use, instead of a lot of lines, like white space. So his beam would come from here. That looks too. Let's see. I'll just leave that white. I'll just put some shadows. Fingers. And see, for the agenda in Indiegogo, we've already reached over 50% of our flex goal. And we're probably going to be adding in some more perks into the tiers. We have various ones. We have like a military one, so if you want to help support military, help give some guys overseas comics, if you give to the military tier, you buy one of those, we'll actually send out a minimum of 6 copies of our comic to the men and women overseas who are comic fans, because yes, there are comic fans in the military. And we appreciate the military. My father was in the military, my grandfathers were both in the military. Army and the Navy, and I think my grandfather was airborne. Well, he was Army, but he jumped out of airplanes with his parachute, so. Okay, let's see. So what I'm doing is I'm kind of blocking in shadows, but I'm leaving the area where this flashlight glow would be. Maybe I'll just leave that. Let's see, get rid of some of these lines. See how it looks. There's a really bright spot in that dark hallway. Let's see, sorry. There we go. Yeah. See his arm. See, back up. There we go. Alright. I think we're getting close to the end of the video. I'd like to record this for an hour, but I gotta clear up some space. See, we're watching, I don't know about you guys, I was watching Daredevil, just kind of catching up on the 3rd season, actually 2nd season I just finished, so I got to do the 3rd. And I saw most of the Punisher, which is probably one of my favorite Marvel characters. Pretty interesting so far. I like the actors they picked for the cast. Especially on Daredevil, I'm kind of interested in how they're gonna. It seems like they have Bullseye's about to be introduced, or he is introduced. We just don't know who he is yet. Let's see. Okay, well, still kind of tiptoeing around that background. I can feel it all in black, but I kind of want something to kind of indicate depth. Then we got these rings. Let's see. Oh, and if any of you are wondering how I did this gray tone, I just used Copic markers, like 1 gray for most everything, and then I just kind of added in some zip-tone, I call it. I don't know if it's this gray tone they use like in the Japanese comics. Just added that into her boot. You can kind of see reflected light on there. See, like a plasticky film. But yeah, And the cool thing is you can actually use a knife, kind of scrape off and do highlights. I probably should have added a highlight or cap, but I'll probably be doing a little bit of that on this guy. It'll probably mostly be black though next time. So, alright, thanks a lot. You guys take care, and remember, leave a comment, and I'll see you later.